Ever since the prehistoric period, the Egyptian human has inhabited Elminia area and dug his roots to establish his civilization. It's a destination of one of the theories of creation called the octonal theory. It's a land chosen by King Akhenaton to call for his theory, the unity of one God. The big number of monuments in Elminia shows how it has played a great and outstanding role during the Greek and Roman period. Its unique geographical feature that combines between the desert and the agricultural environment makes it worthy of the name the Bride of Upper Egypt. The perfect and realistic schools of art were both represented together in the rock tombs of Bani Hassan here in Elminia, one of which is the tomb of Khnum-Hotep behind me, who was the governor of the Antelope Nome during the Middle Kingdom in the reign of King Amun-Mahad II in the 12th dynasty. The tomb number 3 in Bani Hassan is the one that belongs to Khnum-Hotep II, who is the son of Bakhet, the daughter of Khnum-Hotep I, and thus he's a nephew of Emeni, whose tomb lies next to him. The tomb of Khnum-Hotep II was similar in its appearance to Emeni's tomb, but its columns are destroyed. Yet it has its own characteristics and importance because of the subjects of its colored scenes, which include the scene of the advent of the Asians to Egypt. That scene was wrongly interpreted to picture the arrival of Abraham from Palestine to Egypt. The entrance of the tomb is adorned with 2 columns. Each is 16-sided, above which rests a vaulted ceiling just like Emeni's tomb. The burial chamber is square, with 4 cut-out columns, a part of which remains attached to the base. These columns were cut out in later periods to be reused in mosques and churches. Each was 16-sided. At the end of the eastern wall lies a sanctuary. As for the burial shafts, there are 2 of them, and they lie in the southern side aisle. This tomb differs from Emeni's tomb in some details, like the frieze, which height is 0.76 meters and goes around the whole chamber under the colored scenes. It was painted in dark reddish color with green and black and red points to imitate granite. On the bottom part below it is a great hieroglyphic text that tells the life story of Khnum-Hotep. It's composed of 222 vertical lines. Prested described this inscription to be the most complete and important source of our study of the relations that connected the strong provinces rulers, who were the local governors and nobles of the 12th dynasty, and their contemporary kings. They're also our source of information about the history of the ruling family of the Ibex Nome and the intermarriages with which they succeeded in expanding their power over the 3 provinces and of ruling one of them. The lines of the text reflect the ideas that went through Khnum-Hotep's mind, believing that he and his family were like the salt of the earth in Egypt, one generation after another, a belief which was no doubt shared with every single noble person in the numerous classes of noblemen who believed that they're all the indispensable source of prosperity to their country. Hello, sir. What's your name and where are you from?
Yes, my name is Mark and I am from France, but I work in Ankara in Turkey.
All right, so it's not so far from Egypt.
No, only two hours by plane.
So have you been to Egypt before?
Yes, this is the second time. Before I came in 20 years ago.
20 years?
Yeah, 20 years ago, yes.
Can you still remember any place you visited?
Yes, it's a little change, but I was very happy to discover again the Egypt Museum because it's very much thing in, so it's okay to do a second time.
So have you been to Akhenaton's hall, King Akhenaton, Queen Nefertiti?
Yeah, of course. This is the first time. I've seen him. Yes, I've seen it. Yes.
What about to King Tutankhamun? King Tut, Tutankhamun?
Yes, yes. I've seen it, but I want to see another time because it's very famous in Turkey, and I am now with a friend, and I want to show him the story of Egypt.
All right, so now you are explaining. Are you a teacher?
Oh no, I am only mathematics teacher, so it's difficult for me. But I am very interested in Egypt story because it's very important for the world.
Okay, so have you been? Have you come to Egypt for work or for fun?
Yes. No, I am working because I work in a French school, and there is an examination. I need to see all the pupils and to give them marks.
So how long are you staying in Cairo?
10 days, but much work. But sometimes when you can between two marks, we can see beautiful sights in Egypt.
So do you plan to go somewhere else during this time?
We don't know. Perhaps, because we have 2 days, 3 days. It's difficult to go very far.
Welcome to Egypt. I
Okay,
hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
مرحبا بكم.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
The right wall to the entrance is divided into 5 rows. The boat that carries the deceased body to Abydos is pictured here returning from the pilgrimage trip. This is the southern wall of the tomb. On the northern wall, it sails against the current, traveling south to Abydos, so that the body of Khnum-Hotep II can pay a visit to god Osiris, the god of the dead, and lord of Abydos. On the rest of the wall, we find rows of servants presenting numerous types of offerings to Khnum-Hotep, who sits at the offering table receiving them. These offerings are supposed to be presented to him after death. They are composed of all types of vegetables like cucumber and onions, and fruits like grapes and figs, in addition to lamb meat and portions of the cow's and buffalo's meat. Jars of beer and wine were not forgotten, and since they were considered a main part of the Egyptian meal, they'll continue to be served here over the offering table of the tomb. Presenting offerings was an important and sophisticated system that has got its rituals and timings with accurate details. The priests who looked after the tomb supervised all these offerings procedures and made sure that they were handled and accomplished perfectly. faces the entrance of the tomb is the eastern wall.